Let's discuss this. Then I will introduce HTML, web page objects. I'll explain. I know you all new to web pages, web applications. Maybe you might not know the web elements or web objects. So I want to give a brief introduction, a clear picture on the what are web elements or web objects. So first let's discuss this. So what are the challenges you will face during automation? While automating your functional test cases, what challenges you will face? So the first challenge is pop-up windows. So pop-ups are, so you will encounter in the application when you are automating so scenarios like it can be alerts which are designed by JavaScript. So there are three types of alerts will be there: simple alert, prompt alert, confirmation alert. So these are the three types of alerts you will encounter in the web pages. Let me show you that. So this is the simple alert. So this is the confirmation, OK, cancel button. And this is the prompt. You are going to enter some data, so then click OK. So these are the three types of JavaScript alerts are there. So when these alerts comes, so you need to use a proper mechanism to handle them. If you don't handle them, your test script will fail that. So in order to handle that JavaScript alerts, so you are going to use alert interface and alert method. So that is the one, and also you have to accept. So to accept the alerts. So if you want to click OK button, that's a accepting. So if you want to click anything OK, it's accepting. So that accept method you need to call. So there is a accept method. You have to use that accept method. And also we have a dismiss method. If you want to click on this cancel, so you have to call dismiss method. On the alert object reference, you have to call these methods. OK. If you want to click on OK, you have to call accept method. If you want to click cancel, you have to call dismiss method. If you want to get this text, so you need to call get text method. Okay, so these are the functions, ready-made functions already given by WebDriver. So that's how to handle if these pop-ups and alerts comes. Second challenge is identifying a dynamic web elements. This is the common interview question in the interviews also. How can you handle dynamically changing web elements? So if your element is changing, so what is changing, sir? What is that all this? But yeah, so you will come to know. We are going for the locators that I'm going to teach this whole week. I think only tomorrow, right? But yeah, next week also we're going to discuss this locators concept. It's a common for all the so functional test tools. These locators concept is common. So if you learn here properly, and you can use them in other tools also. So what is a dynamic web elements? So basically many web applications, they will have a dynamic elements which has every element has a unique address. That address will dynamically changes. It's not static. That kind of no web elements are there in the web application. You need to use proper identification mechanism. That is locating the web elements by Selenium. So you have to use proper techniques. Those techniques are XPath, dynamic CSS selectors you have to use to handle dynamic web elements. That's the answer you have to give. How can you handle dynamically changing web elements means? So why it will change, sir? Basically in the modern web applications, so they will change, right? So they will change. So you have to handle them properly. To handle them, we are going to use a dynamic XPath and dynamic CSS selectors we are going to use. So how to use them, how to handle them, right? So in order to handle them, so we are going to use a XPath concepts. I'll show you what are the XPath concepts, how to handle them, all those I'll discuss them. Okay, I'll discuss how to handle these XPath concepts. So okay, and so that's a one challenge. That's a common interview question you will see in the in the so interviews. So make sure you know understand that and so properly. Okay. So the third one is timeout or sync issues. So timeout or sync issues, basically, what is timeout and sync issue? Synchronization issues. So when you are loading the pages, when you are opening the pages, so what will happen is the page takes more time to load the page. The entire page elements immediately it won't load. It will take some time. But Selenium doesn't wait that time. So how can we handle until the page loads? You need to ask the WebDriver to wait, right? Otherwise, what will happen? Your test cases will fail. It will complain. Your Selenium tool complains. Okay, I couldn't find this element in the web page. Maybe there are many reasons for that. The element might not be loaded, or the object identification that you have given is not there. So due to that, it will get timed out. Your test case will get timed out. Most of your test cases will fail due to this synchronization issues or timeout issues. So the reason for that is, so you are not putting some proper wait commands. You are not asking Selenium to wait. If you are not asking Selenium, it doesn't wait. So that's why you have to use proper synchronization commands that Selenium is providing. Those are 3 types of commands are there. Recording, yeah. So that is implicit wait, explicit wait, and fluent wait. So these are the wait commands which helps you to handle this synchronization issues. So I'm giving a see the problem statement and the solution I'm giving. Both you have to explain what is the problem first, what is the challenge you have faced, then how you will solve it. That's how you need to explain in the interviews. So the problem is synchronization issue. So when the page takes more time to load, maybe different reasons, your network is slow or application itself has a problem and it will take some time to load. Then how can we handle that? We handle that. So we are going to use wait commands. Selenium and web page, you have to sync both of them. If you don't sync, tool is very faster and page is slow. And by the time Selenium looking for the element, if the page is not loaded, if the element is not there in the page, Selenium will make the test case to be failed. So to avoid these problems, you have to ask WebDriver, hey Selenium, wait until this element appears or until this element loads. So you have to ask Selenium with this implicit and explicit wait commands. So that will help you to do that. Okay. And that's one challenge. Cross browser testing. So you need to test your application in different browsers. Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari browsers, you have to test it. So if you want to test and you need to certify. So okay, my application, my features are working perfectly in all these browsers. You have to give a certification. I have tested in all these browsers which is working. Right? So if you give that confirmation, then so it will be easy, and in the release notes they will mention to the customers, okay, my application you can open in all these browsers. So that while testing through Selenium in the cross browser testing, one browser it will work, another browser it may not work. There are challenges. Class platform issues also will face. Cross platform means like Windows, Linux, Mac operating systems. See, now we are using locally Windows machine. We are working, we are writing test cases, but when you run on the virtual machines, that is our Linux machines. So if you run on Linux machine same test script, so sometimes it will fail there, but you have to handle proper coding guidelines. If you don't follow, it will fail there. So that is the another challenge, you can tell that. So virtual machines, so in the Jenkins pipeline, virtual machines will be there. On that virtual machines are Linux machines, not Windows machines. So Linux machines, my test case are failing. Then how can you handle if they will ask you? You have to tell. So this is the challenge. So same test case works locally in the Windows machine, but same test case fails in the virtual machine, Linux machine. Then how are we going to solve this? So you need to answer. So by using proper scrolling to the element and waiting for the element, and then sometimes you have to click on using a JavaScript click if normal click is not working. So all these mechanisms you have to apply to handle them. So that is this. cross-browser testing and cross-platform testing challenges. So mobile applications, Selenium doesn't support, and you have to depend on the Appium tool. So that is the one challenge. Selenium doesn't support directly. Okay, so you need to depend on the another tool, Appium, open source tool, to automate the mobile applications. So page loading, as I mentioned, timeout and synchronization is same issue. Page loading, so the web pages in the loads very slowly, right? All the elements, so images, so I have to load, right? It will take some time. So in order to to load all the data, you have to wait. So wait for that, right? So if you want to wait, you need to use explicit wait, implicit wait commands you have to use. So that is the solution for that. Scalability, you want to run your test cases on different browser operating system combination, and so this Selenium Grid will help you. Selenium Grid will help you. So in order to handle all these different so this running on different browser operating system combinations, that is called scalability. So you can run parallelly. So if you want to do parallel execution, and you will use this Selenium Grid to support that. Okay, so that is the one thing. Multi-tab testing. So if you want to open multiple tabs, so your application, so this functionality is going to be a bit tricky. So in order to handle that, you have to understand the number of tabs, number of windows are available, then you have to switch it to properly each window. So that is the one challenge. But how to handle them is you can handle with the get window handles and get window handle functions, and then you have to call driver dot switch to method. You have to call, it will switch to specified window. You can go and you can perform the actions on that. So, and as you know, there is no reporting capability in the Selenium. You have to depend on the third-party tools, and so limited capture handling. So with Selenium, you cannot handle capture completely. So though there are some third-party tools that can help in automating capture, achieving 100%. So results is still not possible with Selenium. You cannot automate captures with Selenium. 100% you cannot achieve with Selenium, but you have to use some third-party tools to handle these captures. Support only web-based applications. So Selenium supports only web-based applications. It doesn't support Windows-based application. Only web applications you can automate. So other things you cannot automate. Okay. So as I mentioned, Selenium WebDriver is so W3C. So that is the one. Okay, so we will discuss this later. Okay, how Selenium works, all this. There is one more Selenium by DA is coming. That is a different concept. So we'll discuss this later, but I don't want to confuse you at the very beginning. So we will discuss now I'll stop this here.